concerning something this egregious. I hate that it has turned to politics, that it has been politicized this way. I hate that Governor Newsom had to create a new landing page on his site to put out the real facts about what the budgets have looked like, doubling the size of the air fleet. Forest management budget increased 10 times. I understand they got a little wordy about the San Ynez Reservoir, but the truth is that reservoir was offline through February 2025, no matter what. This wasn't something, an unpreparedness thing. There was a tear in the cover that they had to repair. It's a normal maintenance thing. So yes, would it have been better if it had been filled? Sure, but that's not because of mismanagement. That's maintenance that has to happen.
But the maintenance didn't happen in time. I mean,
but it was always, but it's not behind schedule is the point. This isn't because they neglected it. There were also a number.
Time is of the essence in this contract.
Okay,
if they don't have that reservoir, that involved the Palisades.
I totally understand.
And so it's like saying we're not going to have cops where we know there's going to be a crime.
Well, you don't know that there's going to be a crime. This fire was predicted 5 days out, not months out when it went offline.
We've been hearing
there
about
were a number of people
for
in
years.
positions of power, like the Orange County Fire Chief, the LA County Fire Chief, the head of FEMA, even Elon Musk, who went to a briefing and heard from a fire command, who have all said that this wasn't about a lack of preparedness, that this was because it was unprecedented. If you have 100 miles per hour winds, so much so that the choppers can't fly for 27 hours, which was a crucial element of this, that it was too windy to be able to do it, then you can't stand there and blame them like this. I mean, these quotes are crazy, saying, you know, firefighters have never seen these kinds of winds. The fires were, quote, unstoppable. Mother Nature owned us. And then you hear Speaker Johnson, who was just walking through the Capitol and it was being interviewed, talking about aid and disaster relief. And he said that he thinks it should be conditioned on California changing their ways. If Joe Biden, who by the way has signed every major disaster declaration right away, given everyone the capacity aid that they are asking for, he even actually wanted to put more money into the FEMA budget, and the Republicans took it down several $1 billion. If he had said, you know what, Louisiana, I'm not so into your politics, you should do things differently, or Georgia, or any other conservative state, or Florida. I mean, he has been so bipartisan in this. It is not the moment to say this is going to be attached to something conditional about you doing this the way that I think you should do.
Okay, let me get to Jesse, because the condition might be, hey, you have to allow the Forest Service to do the work and tell the environmentalists to pound sand while we do this. They're not saying you're not going to be allowed to have trans policies unless you, I mean, we're not going to give you the money unless you do. It's not like conditioned for something that doesn't make sense. It's like if you're asking federal taxpayers to help continue, and all of us want to help. And we not only will we help federally through our taxpayer dollars, but we will help also through our donations. You would have to say, like, can we at least make sure that there's more than one road in and out so that people can get out if there's an emergency?
Yeah, they were going to try to expand the road, but there was a very precious piece of lettuce that the environmentalists sued and then fined a utility for touching.
It's about fake smell gate again, too.
There's nothing fake about the smell. I actually brought the lawsuit in last week. Maybe you already forgot, Jessica. And are you going to come on TV and say that California was well prepared and couldn't have done anything better? And this fire, no one could have put it out? Are you really going to tell people watching right now in California, the Democrats, the liberals, all the Hollywood stars that are livid at Bass and Newsom, that everything was perfect and they got this thing right? Jessica, this is such a disaster.
Will probably be recalled, but I am going to come on and read what the head of FEMA had to say, or the LA County Fire Chief.
Okay.
You know better than that?
I know better than to listen to you talk about facts, because I have them. And here's the budget, Jessica. California state budget, Department of Forestry Fire Protection. $3.3 billion last year. This year was $2.8. Look at the LA budget. Last year,
Is this the 17 one?
Last year, $837 million, then $819. I'm not very good at math, but I know that's a cut.
No.
Let me tell you something else. In the 1700s, California averaged millions and millions of lost acreage due to wildfire.